What's up, guys? Back live. We're on all platforms. We're on LinkedIn. We are on, well, we were on LinkedIn. Okay. Falling off like flies already. Started the show. So now we're on LinkedIn. This is my personal stuff. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. And we're live. You can watch me on all those channels. And as y'all, well, if you don't know, I'm Jose Zaragoza, and I'm a founder of Codo Maintenance and Military Maintainers Transition Program. And my mission is to ensure that you guys are prepared for the transition before you even do the transition, right? Before you get your A&P, while you get your A&P, and after you get your A&P until you land a job that you can be happy with, right? Whether you're taking that first step out of the military and get into something familiar, or you're getting into something that that you plan to be there for the rest of your life. Like most people, they like to get into the major airlines. So my goal is to get you your tools, get you your resumes, get you the employers, and get you your A&P. Just build an ecosystem where you can be successful in, all right? And and you guys as in the military are great candidates to fill the roles, to fill this, to solve a problem that I'm trying to fix as well. And you guys are going to come along to be that solution. And hopefully together we can knock it out, okay? So I know most of you might think that, oh, the aviation industry or aviation maintenance is just like the military. We are wrong from that, and it's going to be a lot easier for you. You actually get paid for overtime, so if you have to pay past your time, you get overtime. And depending on what you get, time and a half, and crazy benefits to doing overtime, and then overtime over overtime. So watch some of my videos. I think it's with Chuck. Chuck talks about this, and if he did, it was probably off camera because he just didn't want to explain how good these guys have it. So with that being said, today I had a great meeting with one of our potential partners, Ed, and we had a great conversation. And one of the conversations that I had with him was how to be successful in a prep course. Like, what do I do so our students can be successful? And what we do is that's helped us out. And you know what? Every school has their different idea and opinions of why their students are, every business owner is going to do that, right? It's kind of like you talk to your kid and it's like, oh, my kid is the best T-ball hitter, or he's the best underwater basket weaver. Whatever the case may be, we're always going to say our kid is the best, da 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 da. And, and business owners are like that with their business. And, for example, I try to go factual because if I am not realistic here, then we can't find our flaws. We can't find where students are, hurting at. And there's a lot of places there, and we try to fix them all. But three things that makes students successful: remove distractions. We kind of go extra tip. We like going. We like out of town students. Lectures over the concepts, and documentation to show progress. So those are the three things. And I'll go a little in depth with three of them. Okay. Number one, remove distractions. You're in a setting with other people trying to knock this out. You're also in a classroom. That's all you guys do. Talk about is this class. Okay. The reason I say we like out of town students is because we like students who just come here and their holy mission is to test, study, test, study, test, and that's it. Okay. Usually when you're at home and you're trying to knock out a course, guess what? You have family, you have work, you have kids, you have the dog, you have girlfriend, you have boyfriend, whatever the case may be. All that's distraction. And like I told my friend, is like, hey, you have to remove distractions. You have to remove, hey, let the wife know or the husband know that you're dead for 2 weeks. Because all you're going to do is study and set the expectations for the people who are new to you, depend on you mostly, to support you, because you need to get this done, and it's going to take up all your time. It's a little bit of a trade-off, but it's worth it, right, for the future. And there's going to be times in your life that's going to happen, right, where you need to go deploy, you need to go, put in some extra work for about a season, just for a little bit, so that we can get that promotion, or help somebody out. So again, it's just for a couple of weeks, okay? If you can knock it out in 10 days, 10 to 12 days, which is great. That's about average that we were doing. And then what also we were doing is lectures, providing some sort of education about the concepts that you're going to be studying, like basic electricity, lubrication system, some of the math stuff, weight and balance. Because we've noticed, but with facts and testing, that it improved with students getting the education up front, not just throwing a book. Some schools do this, and if it works for them, it works for them. But they can just throw you a book and say, study. That's all I want you to do, is just study. Do it this way, highlight, remove the wrong answers, and we would do that. And that kind of works. But what we saw a huge improvement on is if they would know the education up front, learn the lectures up front, and they were 90%, they're at a 90% pass rate on the written exams, was that part. Because the written exams is super tough, and getting it through is going to be super tough, okay? So we kind of focus on this because a lot of the questions and the answers are not going to be the same, and that's why we give the lecture, so that way it kind of fills the gaps in, right? And you get that some fundamental knowledge about what you're learning. Because if you just throw a book at you and you don't know the knowledge behind it, then you're going to have a difficult time. So that's our number 2, is having a little bit of education. We can't go in depth, but we'll give you the meat and potatoes of a concept, and then we'll move on. Okay, so that's what I told them. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays was those education days. 3 educational days where you learn, in general, you learn all the concepts, airframe and power plant and so on, right? And then in between that time, you're studying every section, all the little pieces within airframe in general and power plant. And what we like to do is provide a keep score, like a document that keeps score of every section. So that way our students can see, visually, like they're progressing, right? And if they're kind of going through every section because they're bored with some section, and that happens, you're going to be bored, right? And you move on to the next one. I was like, I'll come back to it. I want to get through these. Well, now, instead of trying to remember it by memory, I was like, oh, where was I? No, you know exactly, because you documented it. You are saying, I need more work on this section, right? Surprisingly, sometimes you're going to have a little free time to get before the test. So what students like to do is go back and go see where they are weak at. I was like, oh, I'm weak in hydraulics. Let's study hydraulics. And then they'll study hydraulics until they're, get the A-stat on the practice exams plus that particular section. And that's what helps a lot of the guys study a lot faster and know where their weak areas are at, because they document it. So those are the 3 things that it's helped: is documentation, some education on the concepts, and removing distractions, like removing the apps, removing, not going to a bar to go study, right? Not is locking in and knocking it out. So those are the three easy hacks, big fundamental things we go over in class, and a lot of students like to make it difficult. Like he was explaining to me this too, is that they like to make it super difficult. And we just want you just to listen to us, follow our instructions, and you know what? Everybody's going to be different, So follow the process, trust the process. If you go into that class, you gotta trust the instructor. You have to, because obviously you don't know. So if this guy was recommended that you had great, he had great feedback, go with him. Follow the process. Don't question it. Just follow it. Okay, because a lot of these guys, have many years in, and it might sound ass backwards. It might sound like, well, I've been doing it this way forever. I was like, okay, we've been successful this way. Do it this way, okay? Because unless you pay one-on-one, you go to a class, it's gonna be they have a set system that works, and if you follow it, a great chance you're gonna pass. Okay, so immerse yourself. Remove the distractions, and then study. It really, most of all the schools I've seen is they just want you to study. That's all you need to do. Once you remove the distractions, it's just studying. That's all it is. So hopefully this was helpful if you plan to go to a prep school. If you have more questions, please reach out to me. I'm willing, I'm here to help you. Go to our school platform so you can join. Text me, message me, comment below if you have questions about our online A&P school, and we can knock it out. And reach out to me if you also want to know if you're ready or not for the A&P. See where you sit. We got a A&P readiness quiz to see if you're ready, and then we can knock it out. Also, if you're wanting to check that out, just comment score, and I'll send you the quiz. I'll send you a link to the quiz, okay? And that's about it tonight, guys. Hopefully that was helpful. And if you know somebody that's looking to get their A&P, have them reach out to me. I'm here to help y'all. All right. Have a good night. Peace. And pulling chalks.